What we gonna do right now is go back, way back.
Give me your friend.
Baby.
What's up? I thought you was gonna start hanging out with the big girls again. What is all this trash? I'm serious. Where you are, not ever. Oh, not the Britney Spears. Hey, how you doing? Oh, but ain't the little leprechaun. Girl, your wings is so up. You look a mess. All about the big girls. What about the big girls?
Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, you done suck all the fat off your ass.
Yo, welcome to another edition of the Uncle Luke Show podcast, baby. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. It's the Sunday edition. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We got a lot of things going on here. Hey, look, man. This is going to be a great show today. I'm just going to tell y'all. It's going to be a fantastic show today. I'm just saying. I don't want y'all to get in your feelings. I don't want nobody to get in their feelings today. It is a beautiful time to just love and enjoy life. You know, I always have my Art Award book, always on standby. You know, this is the second one. As we read today, 5 names, 5 respects. Do you know the 5 names and the 5 respects? 5 names, 5 respects. 5 names and 5 respects. Do you know them? Do you know them? First, I'm not even going. No, y'all gonna have to get the book, y'all. I'm not even playing with y'all. Welcome to another edition of the Uncle Luke Show podcast. Yo, we are here on Sunday, enjoying ourselves. We got a really big show today, people. This show is incredible. It started off, you know, my regular Sunday version of the show. It started off like, okay, I'm minding my own business. We just gonna have our regular Sunday conversation, get in, get out, talk about it. But the thing just grew. It grew. I think it started off when I started interviewing people like Oliver Gilbert. When I interviewed Oliver Gilbert, and I interviewed other people on Sunday, and it just grew. You know, it just went bananas. And so, you know, I could understand people, you know, texting me and DMing me and say, Luke, do the Sunday show, because all of us are off from work. We got an opportunity to sit down and chop it up and listen to the show. And it's a beautiful thing, man. So today on the show, man, we got quite a few great people. We got quite a few great people that's going to be on the show. You know, we're going to kick it off with my girl Kendra from the Orange Blossom Classic. We're going to talk about South Carolina State versus FAMU Rattlers, our FAMU Rattlers, and the Orange Blossom Classic. You know, the game that's going to be held September 6th at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. You know, I mean, great. She's the executive director, the founder of the game, the creator of the game, and she's a beautiful young lady, you know, so we're going to have a good conversation with her. We're also going to have a conversation with the guys from ICAR. ICAR is an organization that serves the urban core schools in Miami-Dade County. And ICAR, you know, is made up of Keon, is made up of D.C. Clark, you know, quite a few guys, Larry Williams, you know, I mean, it's a group of guys and girls, Michael Horn, it's a group of guys and girls that really care about the community. You know, they really sincerely care about the kids of the urban core in Miami-Dade County. You know, and the urban core represents, like, you know, quite a few schools, Northwestern, Central, I think it's South Ridge, Homestead, all the schools in the urban core, you know, which they have great representation. They've been representing them for quite a few years. But, you know, again, then we're going to segue into, you know, like I say, the show got big as it kept growing. Then we're going to talk last but not least, my man, Stephen Hunter Johnson, you know, who was a big time lawyer at Law Decker here in Miami. Very influential guy, used to be the president of the 100 Black Men Association. You know, he was here. He has been a member, and, you know, he's a Kappa. Do we? No, we like Kappas. It's the alphas that are in question these days. That'll be another show. We got to clean them brothers up because, you know, hey, at the end of the day, yo, so we're going to talk sports, politics, and entertainment. I want to thank you all for joining up to the show. In the first block, in the 5:30 block, we're going to talk to Kendra and talk to her about the Orange Blossom Classic. And then when we get around about 6:15, we're going to then holler at the guys from ICAR and talk to them about, some of the great things that they're doing and some of the things and some of the new challenges that they're facing this year in the urban core. But let me just say this. This week has been an incredible week. It has been an incredible week. It has been ups, downs, trials, tribulations, but you can't take anything back from a weekend like this. You cannot take anything back. You can't take anything back from a week. You can't take anything back from 6 months of just living. Just be thankful that you're here. Right now I want to thank everybody who's on Facebook, my Facebook Live, who's on YouTube, who's on X, who's on Twitter, who's on Instagram. I want to thank you guys for being here. Like, share, and subscribe to the page right now. Please do that. And my good friends over there on TikTok. Hey, hello, TikTok. I know y'all can't see all the people that'll be interviewed on here, but you can probably hear the people until TikTok gets its stuff together and start putting it all in perspective. I mean, we got, again, this is a really, really big show. It turned into something really, really big, really fast because we had a lot of things going on. I mean, we just forgot that Klay Thompson joined the Miami Heat. You know what I'm saying? And Shedeur Sanders had a great football game, and Mario Cristobal picked up another big 5-star. And the fact that 5 stars are playing and all kinds of players around the country and around the state of Florida, as well as Texas and Georgia and all these places. And, that's where we're from. And at the beginning of the show, we always ask everybody to put in the chat where you're from. And I want you guys in the chat to be heavily involved today, like you've never been involved. I need you to be involved. I need you to be able to ask questions because I'm going to revert to the chat to ask questions as these interviews go. If you have something to say it. Ask the question. I'm going to look at the chat, but if you say something stupid, I'm not really asking these ladies and gentlemen, anything about this here. But, man, it's a great week. It's a great week. I mean, we're going to talk politics, with Stephen Hunter Johnson. We're going to talk sports with Kendra. We're going to talk a little bit of sports with the ICAR guys because they're heavily involved in sports. It's a sports politics show. That's what this is. Hopefully we'll be joined later on by my good friend Streeter to be talking about some sports and some of the things that happened over the weekend around the country in high school ball. But this is going to be a big show today, people. I'm telling you, it is epic in all types of proportion. I got a lot of good friends on here, but let me just say something, man. We're in some serious times. We're in some serious times, people, when it comes to elections. With some serious times as African Americans. As you know, I put African Americans first. I'm not one of those people who do the black, brown, and all those things. No, I do black. And that's what I'm really, really all about. At the end of the day, what I'm saying? It's black people. So if people get offended by my comments that I may make on Facebook, I've always been fighting for black folks. That's just in my DNA. When my mama named me Luther Campbell, I asked her, I do not like this ugly name, Luther. And then she sat me down and explained, do you know a great civil rights leader named Martin Luther King paved the way for us, died for us? No different than you have so many African Americans, so many black people who have died for your right to vote. And over this week, you guys didn't exercise your right to vote. I mean, the numbers down, incredibly down in Miami-Dade County, incredibly down in Broward County. 279,000 people did not vote. And the numbers are the same. We're talking 16 and 18% people only voted. I mean, but at the same time, we're the ones who are suffering on a continuous basis. We suffer. We're fighting for our lives in this country. We're fighting for our lives in this party. These people are playing chess while we're playing checkers. We're more interested in going to the football game, to the party, to the club, to the reggae concert, to the Chris Brown show, when we're not focused on what's the most important thing for us. Yes, we're gonna do our entertainment. Yes, we're gonna do our entertainment. We're going to go to homecoming. We're going to go to the classic Hopefully y'all bring your ass down here because it's a very, very good weekend. We're going to do those things. We can do those things and vote at the same time because they put voting, early voting. You have a whole week in Broward, Dade County, you got 2 weeks to early vote. Then you have sold to the polls on Sunday. You don't have no excuse on Sunday. And they might play football on Sunday. You don't have no excuse. Then they have Tuesday where they have voting day with precincts all over. There's no excuse. But we made an excuse. And we're going to suffer. You're going to feel the consequences. For the people like me and other people, you know, we do okay. We do okay with ourselves. We do so good that we can actually just go sit on a fucking yacht and mind our business, stay out the way, and actually make money off of these people who are gentrifying the communities. But we choose not to do that. We choose to fight for our people, sometimes putting our well-being in jeopardy because we care so much about our people. Hell, the tax bracket is better off, last time I checked, if you're making a large sum of money by being a Republican, you can save a lot of money. So some of people like some of us really go hard as a Democrat when we could be paying less in taxes as a Republican. That is how much we care about our people. But the question becomes, do our people care about themselves? That's the question. Do we really care about ourselves to the fact that we can take 5 minutes to go out and vote? We didn't do that. You're gonna feel the after effects. You would think that we would get it. We made every excuse in the world not to vote for Kamala Harris, but then at the end of the day, we let Donald Trump get into office, thinking that we were going to get a stimulus check, thinking that we were going to get all these things, thinking that, oh, he's so cool, he's one of us. You know, they did that Bill Clinton with Donald Trump. He's so cool, he one of us. That's a brother in the White House because he talked shit. Well, the last time I found out, all I do is look at court TV news and see a whole bunch of brothers in there snitching. Y'all make your heroes the wrong color people. You make your heroes the wrong color people. And you're always looking for a white person to be your hero, when you need to make your hero a black person. So I love Wakanda, and I don't know what happened to him, Chadwick Baldwin. Y'all need to go back and look at that movie. Go look back at that movie. That movie was more deeper than what you thought. Produced, written by African-American man. That was a fucking chess move. And y'all missed it because y'all was so busy worrying about the things, the minerals. Think about it. The minerals and everything that Africa and Africans have to offer. The power. You came into my community, colonizer, and they mentioned it. And you want our community. You, colonizer, came into our, y'all need to go. I'm serious. Matter of fact, I'm looking at the day. I'm going back again for the 99th time because that movie wasn't some damn action Marvel okay movie. And I'm so sad that he can be back and do a sequel. That was about, man, that thing had so many gems in it. You can only imagine. It has so much that we needed to learn from. There was only 2 movies in the history that I can remember that was written so perfectly well that we should have received as African Americans to motivate us. But we missed it because we got caught up in Wakanda Forever. We missed Django. Y'all missed it. Y'all just got caught up in our brother as an actor and acting. Y'all missed that. Y'all missed the free man. Y'all missed Stephen. Y'all missed that. But we're going to talk about all that and more today on the Uncle Luke Show podcast. I just want to thank you guys for joining me. I want y'all to like, share, and subscribe to the page, man. We're going to talk to my girl, Kendra, who started this Orange Blossom Classic some years ago, and it's been going beautiful, shining bright. She's doing an excellent job. This is a woman. This is an African-American woman who put together a football game. See, y'all look at the Peach Bowl, the Orange Bowl. You look at all these Chick-fil-A bowls and all these bowls. Do you know these bowls are comprised of major sponsors? They change the presidents every year. Like the Orange Bowl, I don't know if Eric Palms is still the president over there. Orange Bowl, the organization, big office over there, and they got things. They got a committee in there, people, within the committee, people make up of the community. They give them these orange jackets. I don't know why I ain't got my orange jacket, but I don't want. I need to get me a Orange Bowl classic orange jacket. If they get them a green one, or whatever the hell it is, because I'm past that. Made up of people who do community services within the community, a whole big group of people that put these games on, similar to the Peach Bowl and the Cotton Bowl and all these other bowls. But here, you have an African-American woman who I'm very fond of, love her to death, that has been putting this game on for many, many years. I mean, through blood, sweat, and tears. You don't know how difficult it is to put a game of this magnitude on, to go to the schools and actually convince them to come play a game in South Florida. You think, oh, yeah, everybody want to come to South Florida and play. No, that's not necessarily the case. You don't understand what she has to go through. Fly on planes, get on the plane, go and talk to this school, talk to that school, try and put the matchup together, have a marquee matchup. Then one team be like, oh, I want to play. And then another team say, yeah, I want to play. And then you got to get a contract. Then you got to go and get sponsors. Then you got to go pull from here and pull from there. Then you got to go work with Hard Rock Stadium, which needs to do a better job. That's just me saying. I'm from the outside looking in. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they got a great partnership. We ain't going to get into that. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to, without further ado, I want to introduce you guys to my good friend, Kendra Bulluck. Hello, Kendra. How you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing well. How are you? And yes, everything you said was absolutely right.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
No, don't do it. Hey, look, I'm just,
we'll talk about it offline, but you're right.
Yeah. So how's your Sunday going?
Good. Sunday is going. I got a little bit of work to do. Got some work done today, a little bit more before the evening ends. But yeah, we're getting close to it, so I'm working every day now.
I already know how the kids. When women come on here, I always ask how the kids, because the kids are the most important thing in women's life. Us men, we run all over the place, and we love our kids, but at the same time, how's the kids doing?
They're good. So, my oldest one, he's still at FAMU. He's in his master's program now. The youngest one, he is at Chaminade. So we are going into his senior year, and we are in the first week of school. So even with everything that I have going on, his birthday is always the week of OBC. So I still got to be a mother. Last week I had to leave the office early so I could fill out the stack of school forms that they send home the first week. But yeah, they're doing good. I'm excited for what they are about to do and what they've been doing.
Hey, listen, I already know. I want to thank you for coming on the show today. It's been a pleasure watching you grow this game from when you first started it to now. I mean, battling through COVID, which a lot of companies, a lot of corporations went away. COVID gave them an excuse, but you kept this game going. And you kept this event going for the good people of South Florida. We get ready for another Orange Blossom Classic. What can fans expect this year?
Oh, gosh. Every year I say that it can't get any better, but I'm saying the same thing again this year. Like, I am so excited about this matchup. We have, of course, Florida A&M University to have South Carolina State, the reigning HBCU national champions. So we know we're going to see some good football. This is, of course, the start of the Quinn Gray era at FAMU. And you know Quinn well. Not only, of course, is he a FAMU Hall of Famer, but he is right here in our backyard from Dillard High School. So that's going to be really exciting to have him playing against the reigning national champions in his hometown. And then, of course, you know, the game is one thing, but there are so many other things that go on leading up to the game. So we have our community service. We like to make sure that we do stuff for the community. So we've got a career fair starting on that Tuesday. So if anybody is looking for a career change, if they're looking for a job, we have almost 40 employers so far that have signed up to be a part of this event. And, you know, very special thank you to Rick Beasley and Career Source South Florida for partnering with us on that. We've got employers across every industry you could think of, from Miami-Dade County to sports. We've got the Jacksonville Jaguars. We have Miami Dolphins. We have so many employers that are going to be participating in this career fair. And that's at Betty T. Ferguson Community Center on Tuesday, September 1st. On Friday, we have our scholarship fundraiser and luncheon. Of course, the reason that we do this is for scholarships and to help provide finances for the universities and for the students who want to attend these universities. So we've got our scholarship fundraising luncheon that is hosted by none other than Commissioner Oliver Gilbert. And I have a feeling he is going to turn all the way up for this particular luncheon.
Yeah, we already know that.
Yeah. And so that is going to be hosted by Commissioner Gilbert. We're honoring, of course, the Honorable Frederica Wilson, and we are also honoring Bakari Sellers, who is a South Carolinian. And we have our keynote speaker. It's Crystal Renee Hazlett. So Crystal is from Tyler Perry's Sisters. She's Tyler Perry's Satimas, and she has a really good podcast going on right now. And so it's going to be really, really good. So that's Friday. Friday night, we have our 6th annual. It's been 6 years. Can you believe it? We have our 6th annual denim party. And that's going to be exciting. That's at El Tropical over in North Miami. And then on Saturday night, we have another party. On Sunday, we come back for the big game. Now, the game itself, it's so much stuff going on Sunday. We've added something really special this year. We're having an in-game day party. So you get your Fan Fest, which gates open at 11:30. Fan Fest starts at 12. You know who we have there. We've got Trina, we've got Trick, we've got DJ Nasty, Bo Weezy, and you know I'm going to put you to work too. You don't, if you're in town, you do not get away from the Orange Blossom Classic weekend. That's a given. So we've got some amazing people appearing on stage at Fan Fest, and then we're going to come into the stadium for the big game at 3:00. And then right after the Marching 100 and the Marching 101, right after they put on a dynamic halftime show, there's an opportunity to get your ticket for the in-stadium day party.
Oh, great! I mean, that's a lot. I got on the screen here the Fan Fest and the game and the halftime and the in-stadium day party. I mean, man, that's a lot of festivities to put on. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, talk about the matchup. What made you create this matchup right here? But before you do that, this is I'm itching.
Wait, hold on! I just realized is that a South Carolina State Bulldog?
Take this off. Hold on! I gotta take that.
You got you. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, what is that?
I was wondering if you still noticed that. You didn't know. You just going on and on. Hold on. Let me get
my eyes.
When I have a heart attack, you know, shit. I'm pretty. Oh, let me get myself together. Now I'm flexing. I feel good.
Okay, now we can really talk. Now we can talk. But yeah, so this matchup, I love it. I mean, the two coaches, when we had our press conference back in March, they brought so much energy. If you've ever heard Coach Barry speak, just the energy, the enthusiasm that he brings, the philosophy that he has for, the direction of where he wants his program to go, it is just phenomenal. So he's, of course, South Carolina State, reigning national champions, of course, championship at his former school, Savannah State. And then same thing with Coach Gray, coming from Albany State, having an opportunity now to lead his alma mater. And I told him very early on in this process, of course, everybody was, a little disappointed about FAMU not being able to participate in postseason play. But I said, everything happens for a reason. And I think that there couldn't be a better person to be able to lead this program at this time. And, for him, they're going to get up every day and work hard and compete like they are competing still for that national championship. And just what both of those coaches are instilling in their players on the field, off the field. Because, of course, my son is still in Tallahassee. So when he tells me, what's going on, he's like, it's just the discipline and, the things that are going on in that field house. It's gonna be reflective of what happens on the field. So I am looking forward to seeing these two teams compete.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, at the end of the day, what better game? We know they're not gonna be able to participate in postseason play, but this is postseason play. At the end of the day, playing in Miami at the Orange Blossom Classic, this is postseason play. Before we even go, look, I'm putting on the screen right now. This is where y'all need to get your tickets at, people.
Yeah,
they're available right now.
Yeah, go to and I actually had somebody to say that one of the players said this is our Super Bowl. So they're excited. They're excited.
Yeah, they got. I mean, coming to the crib. Most of the kids are from South Florida. Whether they're from South Florida. I mean, hey, look, you don't take it. Listen, you got the Orange Blossom Classic at the beginning of the year. Then in the middle, at the end of the year, you have the classic game in Tampa. Where's the Tampa, Orlando? You got that. I mean, FAMU play two of the biggest games of the entire year, especially for the state of Florida and everybody else around the country. So I mean,
and we have a bunch of kids, of course, from South Florida, but I mean, it's kids from all over the state of Florida, of course. So when you think about their families being able to come within driving distance to see them play, it's special for the kids, it's special for the families. And also South Carolina State, now they have quite a few kids within the state of Florida also. And Luke, better than anybody, this is the recruiting hotbed. So they're coming down here to get some more. That's for sure. They're not coming just to play and go home.
No doubt about it. And that's why you saw me with my South Carolina sweatsuit on. South Carolina, I mean, when I was coaching, they made sure they sent me all I got more South Carolina State gear in my closet. It has. That's why when I get ready to do this show, and it's like, okay, South Carolina State. Oh man, I got South Carolina State gear. And those guys they've always recruited here in South Florida. And that's the other element that most people don't understand that goes to it. When you put a game like this on, the recruiting part of it, for people to come and see the fanfare, and so those kids who are playing high school football to come and see, how it is, how HBCU really operates with the fanfare, with the events, with all the things that you have, and the camaraderie and the alumni. Talk about the economical impact here in South Florida that this Orange Blossom Classic game brings on.
Yeah, so we've been doing this now. This is year 6. And each year, of course, we've had out-of-state opponents. The first 3 years, as you know, was Jackson State with Coach Prime. And then we had 1 year where FAM was off, and we had Alabama State and North Carolina Central. Last year, FAMU and Howard. And this year, of course, South Carolina State. So when you're bringing teams from out of state, it helps drive the economic impact. It is definitely an economic driver. I think last year, we had about 17 million in economic impact. And, those are things that you look at when you're trying to decide the schools that you want to bring in. And, Luke, it took a long time to bring this back. So within that time, we did a lot of research, a lot of studies, and a school like Howard, for example. Howard's a much smaller school. They're private. They have a smaller alumni, smaller fan base. But of course, with Howard, they're a little bougie. So you might only bring about 3,000 people.
All those
but
Howard people go, they boy.
you might only bring about 3,000 people, but they're going to stay in the finest hotels. They're going to dine at the nicest restaurants. So the economic impact was really good. And then South Carolina State, they're going to bring, of course, more fans, more people, but it helps balance out. So we look at those schools that help drive the economic impact. We look at the schools, of course, that are going to travel well. So South Carolina State is like 7-8 hour drive right off of I-95. There are, major airports between Charleston, Columbia, all of those different places. And so it really has been, you talk about the Dolphins and Hurricanes, and I know, the numbers that they bring in, but I'm really pushing for us to be able to have a conversation, be at the table to be able to say, well, the Orange Blossom Classic had a nice little drop in that bucket too. So don't count us out. But these schools, the fans, they travel. It's really important for me that we support minority businesses. When we started this, we did, I had a gentleman who established a program for us because he had worked with the Super Bowl on their committee. And so we have a program that's still in effect today, which is called the Business Unite program. And that program, we're very intentional about selecting minority-owned businesses to produce the game, because you wouldn't believe the things that go into a production like this. And, I tell people everything from barricades to porta potties to flowers to catering to, our celebrity artists coming in town and needing beauty and barber services, you name it. There are opportunities for people to receive, some sort of compensation for their services. So we're really intentional about selecting those businesses that may not otherwise have an opportunity to work with some of the bigger entities. And it's been great coming off of, bringing us back in 21, coming off of COVID, tourism being our biggest, driver here. It was really good that we were able to help infuse some sort of finances with, into those businesses.
In a large part, I remember you telling me a large part of the game is to raise funds for scholarships.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about that? And just for people who just joined, half the time, us, we come late. We're talking to Kendra. She's the president, the CEO, the creator of the Orange Blossom Classic football game, which is happening right here in Miami Gardens on September 6th. You can get your tickets at orangeblossomclassic.com right now. Tell me, talk about these scholarships, because you know me, I'm always all about getting kids in college. Mm-hmm. And then when we do get kids in college, at the end of the day, some of the things that they have to face, like, okay, they need money, they need scholarships. And I know, you guys provide it. Tell us about how that works with the Classic weekend.
So we have, of course, our corporate sponsors, corporate partners that sponsor the game. And that's the side where they're looking for branding, they're looking for advertising, visibility on ESPN, but those corporations also have foundations. So a lot of times we lean on them to dig into another pot of money through their corporate foundations to provide scholarships. So that's one way that we are able to give back. We also have a really good partnership, again, with Career Source and with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and they're, assisting with providing scholarships as well. So we have, to date, we've done a little over $500,000 in scholarships. And we have an opportunity where, me, both of my kids are involved in sports, right? And so I understand the importance of being a well-rounded student, and there are scholarships available for all of the 4.5, 4.0 students. There's money out there for them. I have a soft spot for the 2.5s.
You got to.
3.0, right? And, who's involved in extracurricular activities. Because sometimes you take those activities away from a kid and say, well, I just want you to focus in on your academics, and now it's over. They shut down, and that's it. So if, for us, our scholarship program, you have to have a minimum of a 2.5 GPA and be involved in some sort of extracurricular activity. And then, of course, be from South Florida and have an interest in attending an HBCU. We give priority to students who are attending the HBCUs, who are participating in the game. And then depending on funding, we farm it out to other students at other HBCUs after that. So that's one way that we give back. And then we have some companies who will say, you know what, I want my scholarship dollars earmarked for a specific cause. So about 2 years ago, we were able to partner with Aetna, and Aetna, being, of course, a medical company, healthcare provider, they gave a scholarship for student athletes who had unpaid medical bills due to injuries. And that's something that a lot of people don't think about. You're out here, you're playing, you have health insurance, but it may not cover everything. So they gave scholarships to students at FAMU who had unpaid medical bills. So it's a lot of different ways that we give back. And of course, it helps the students be able to focus on what that HBCU experience is all about. So now I'm not trying to figure out if I want to go to work or if I want to go hang out at Set Fridays. I'm not trying to figure out if I want to go to work, Or so it really helps them to have that HBCU experience. And that's the part, I think, the economic impact and the scholarships and the recruitment, those three things are the part that I'm most excited about when it comes to this game.
Yeah, that's a great thing. I got a question from the chat. I don't even have my glasses on. Can schools join the interest in career changes, specifically nursing? If so, can the information be sent to, there it is. I'm pretty sure Kendra has her great people.
I think my assistant is on. She's listening. So if it's anything coming up in the chat, she'll be able to grab it too.
Okay, great. Yeah. So let me ask you this question. I mean, to put on a game like this as an African-American woman, you're sitting at the table with with ESPN, you're sitting at the table with these alumni presidents and these presidents of these universities and these athletic directors and all these folks that can be very difficult to work with. How do you navigate that? And do you find it difficult as an African-American woman?
Yeah, it is. It's challenging. And, what I have found out over the years is, number one, knowledge is power. And that may sound very cliche, but I am a firm believer in arming myself with as much knowledge as possible so that when you come to the table, you're coming to the table with something that makes sense. And that makes it really difficult. Even if people want to dismiss you, it's difficult to do, number one. Number two, I'm a firm believer in mentorship. And I'll call you in a minute and say, hey, tell me what you think about this, right? So I believe that my mentors should have mentors as well. So I, wouldn't have embarked on anything like this without getting the buy-in from the right people, having conversations and just having an ongoing mentor to be able to really, help me navigate certain spaces that are unfamiliar. And I, surround myself with people. It is difficult, I think, as an African-American woman, not just in sports, but in a lot of industries. But one of the things that I try not to do is buy into that as much. I tell people, if you see me at an event, if you see me at a conference, if you see me someplace, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be in the rooms having conversations with the people who are navigating or have navigated the space that I'm in. And oftentimes that may be more men, but I'm having those conversations and I'm getting their secrets and hearing what they're doing. So I can go back to the women in this space and say, hey, well, let me tell you what's going on over here. So I'd rather use my time productively in that way than kind of, sitting around having the woe is me, they're not going to let us, do anything conversation as that's just me. So that is how I.
Have you ever felt like you had to prove yourself twice? Once as a as a woman and the other as a Black woman?
Yeah, but I don't go. It's not so much about proving it. It's just doing it. It's just you get up and you do it and you prove it in the process. I don't necessarily set out to do that. It's really just doing it in the process, setting a goal and not being afraid to ask for help, but setting a goal and getting it done. And I think that people who I have encountered over the years, I hear a lot that they just respect the fact that I was bold enough for crazy. It's a fine line between bold and crazy. So they may say bold, I'm saying crazy.
No, yeah, it's always crazy. It's always crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Like literally yesterday, I was doing some work and I was just thinking about the process and everything that we've done over the years. And I completely changed. I had to text my marketing team because I completely changed the theme of our luncheon like yesterday, a week and a half before the luncheon. And they were like, really? But I said, our luncheon theme this year is going to be the audacity of excellence, because you have to be audacious. You have to be bold. You have to be crazy enough to do some of the things, and not just what I'm doing, but things that we've all, you just came off of a run for Congress. It's just, you have to be bold and audacious to do some of the things that we as African-American men and women have set out to do. And I'm talking, people in this community, people who I'm, blessed enough to pick up the phone and call and have conversations with. So I was just literally thinking about all of that yesterday. And I called my marketing team and I said, I'm sorry, throwing an audible last minute, this is what we're doing. But that was where it came from, because it was like, Kendra, you got to be crazy to do some of this stuff.
Yeah, it is. It is. But you have through the kids, the community, you have a whole bunch of big brothers. You got big brothers coaching. You got big brothers. You got big brothers everywhere. Big brothers in politics. Big brothers in the church. You have a community of people that surrounds you.
I do.
And that's a good thing.
I'm grateful for every single one of them, and I'm not going to call all the names. You know who they are, but they really. Right. I'm fortunate to have a really good group of people, and they help me. You all help me navigate that space too. So I look. I know when the kitchen gets hot, I got some people I can pick up the phone and call.
Well, yeah, and we'll definitely go to fight for you. Let me ask you. So, what has been harder? Raising money, finding sponsors, respect, just getting your vision, having people believe in your vision.
All of the above.
Oh my God! Well, I'm pretty sure you come in there. You go into the corporation like Denny's with the pretty face, and you sit there and you articulate the plan, and this is what we're doing, and we have Miami and we have Hard Rock and all these things, and they just open the wallet and give you all the money.
They did during DEI, right after COVID and the height of Black Lives Matter.
We do another DEI.
Right.
That's Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah. Now, exactly. Now, of course, everybody was on board then, but when you don't have to check that box, the conversation is a little bit different. But I will say, while we have lost some partners, we have retained a large amount, and there are partners from day one who said it didn't matter if it was about DEI or not, they were going to find the money to be a part. And, we still have some really good partners that are doing that. And then at my local partners, like I said, Career Source, the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau, FPL, there are corporations, local corporations, as well as national. And it does help that we have ESPN, of course, because now you're able to not just check the box and say you're giving to this particular game and, you're doing something for HBCU students, but you're actually getting exposure. I mean, we cannot discredit that anywhere from 600,000 to 900,000 people tune into this game. And you have an opportunity to get your brand not only in an NFL stadium, but on a national platform. And a lot of people thought, I think, after, after Dion left Jackson State, that our relationship with ESPN was going to change. And that was not the case. ESPN, extended our partnership. We have the only time that we have been on any channel lower than ESPN2 was last year. We were on ESPNU, and that was actually by choice because we had the game on a Saturday. But anytime that we are on our regular day on a Sunday, we're going to have an ESPN or ESPN2 time slot. And that really, channel, and that really puts us on a national stage. And that does change the conversation when you're talking to these corporations. And then, sometimes you have to nudge them and say, now, do you really want to be the only company that's pulling out? And do you really want us to have to say that you're not doing it because we don't have to? Sometimes you may have to do that.
I already know. But, let me ask you, so what advice would you give to a young Black woman who wants to own a sports property instead of just working for one?
I get that a lot. And again, it might sound cliche, but just based on my own story, my own experience, it's don't give up. Don't give up. If it is something that you feel like you are supposed to do, if it's something that you want to do, keep going until you've exhausted all options. And I tell any young women that, I tell my own kids that. I did not think, honestly, that I was going to be able to do this. This was a 10-year process. And my son at the time, my oldest son, he was in middle school, and he would ask me every so often. I would kind of like pick it up, put it down, say, okay, I'm gonna try again this year. And then I would stop. And he would say, Mommy, what happened to that game that you were going to do? And that would force me to pick it back up. Like, okay, let me see who the new athletic director is at FAM this year. Right? So I pick it back up, try it again. And then when we finally got the right people in place, we were able to pull it off. The timing was perfect. So my thing to any young person, male or female, who wants to do something is don't give up until you feel like you have exhausted all options.
Yeah, that's great advice. That great. So when you picture this game, right, and you're working in the now, you're getting past this one, but you have a vision of it. Where do you see this game in the next 5 years? What would your dream ideal of it in the next 5 years?
I want it to remain in the community. I want it to extend well beyond me. I want a greater community buy-in, for people who, not just the people who look like us, but the people who don't look like us, to be able to see the value that it brings and want to partner and want to be a part. This game is a part of our South Florida history. It is a part of on a national level, it's a part of the sports history. This game was the Black National Championship. Yes. It was what we know today as the Celebration Bowl, because we couldn't be in stadiums and competing, at PWI. So I want that to be recognized, and I want people to understand why it's so important that this game continues on. So whether I'm the executive director, whether someone else is, I still want to see the Orange Blossom Classic in the community. And I want to, you said it, listen, our jackets are green, so I got to get you a green jacket. But I want to
No, that might come with that. People might think I got some money or something. No. They might think I got some, they might want to start falling out in the front of cars. No.
But yeah, I want to see as many people in green jackets as we see in orange jackets. And I want the conversation around the Orange Blossom Classic to be a year-round conversation, through camps, through a basketball program, through all kind of things that help to give back to the community year-round. And just, Labor Day weekend being the icing on the cake. Right. And that's whether I'm here or not, but that's what I would love to see.
That's a beautiful thing. Will FAMU still be playing in the game in the next 5 years?
That's what I would anticipate as well. Yes.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined us, we talking to Kendra, Executive Director. That's the title, Executive Director?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Executive Director of the Orange Blossom Classic. weekend is here in South Florida. Right here on the screen, you see where you can get tickets. Go to orangeblossomclassic.com, get you some tickets. They got Fan Fest. They have everything going on. I mean, man, Trina performing, you name it. And you know, they got me to do a commercial. Kendra, and I did this 2:00 in the morning after I just got beat in an election. I was supposed to do it before, so she didn't like. Okay, forget about that. Get over it and do this. I mean, the Orange Blossom Classic weekend is back in Miami Gardens at the Hard Rock Stadium, Labor Day weekend, September 6th. If you haven't got your ticket by now, I don't know what you're waiting for. Be in the stands and chill on South Florida's very own Coach Quinn Gray as he bring in his Florida A&M Rattlers to take on Coach Barry of South Carolina State Bulldogs. You don't want to miss the pregame Fan Fest with some of South Florida's biggest and best talent on stage September 6th, Labor Day weekend, Hard Rock Stadium. It's going to be a HBCU takeover. Rattler Nation, Bulldog Nation, everybody get your tickets now at the orangeblossomclassic.com. Hey, so let me tell you the backstory behind it. So it's 2-3 in the morning, right? I'm still trying to get over this. How do I take this L to this woman, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I forgot to do Kendra's commercial, right? Now, mind you, I through this campaign, I discovered this thing called teleprompter, which is what we normally use at award shows. And I got it. And so I've been trying to do commercials for myself and all of these commercials for this campaign run. And I go in there and like 3 takes, do this. And it's like, well, maybe I might have been doing the wrong thing. I get back to this. And so I went out last night and went to my friend Peter Thomas' restaurant. And this was, because I learned from people. And he saw it on my social media page and he was like, that described that you are actually back in the fold of entertainment away from politics, that commercial. And it was moving for him and the people in there. It was like that was your transition back. So you played a major role of transitioning me back from politics into what I do best, which is support my good friends and talk about entertainment in that way. But
what you have done in the lives of children, what you have done for the entertainment industry, what you have done, as we all know, for freedom of speech, like it's your legacy extends well beyond Congress. And I'm not saying that you would not have done an amazing job, and I'm not saying that that's not in the future. But what I will
no more.
Well, you never know.
I'll be the kingmaker. I'm gonna be like my next guest, Larry Williams and DC Clark. They kingmakers. Let me just stand behind the curtain. So tell people give everybody your last pitch on why should they come to the Orange Blossom Classic game.
Orange Blossom Classic. We have a historic matchup. We have 2 awesome coaches. We have everybody who's who of South Florida, the who's who of everywhere. There's only one event where you're going to get politics, social justice, entertainment, and sports all wrapped up into one. So we've got everybody from, like you just said, Trina Trick, Uncle Luke, Ben Crump, Bakari Sellers, our local elected officials, all in one weekend. So this is the place for everybody to be. It is a family environment. It's fun. It's fairly priced. It's no excuse. So orangeblossomclassic.com. Get your tickets. You do not want to be the one Monday morning saying that you missed out.
Exactly. Hey, and then y'all have it. Y'all have it from the executive director of the Orange Blossom Classic, our girl Kendra. Make sure y'all go get those tickets right now. It's going to be a beautiful weekend as always. And I want to thank you for coming on, Kendra. You've been beautiful. And I'm just amazed that, how you still got black hair, your hair ain't turned gray, and you don't have a wig on, and you're looking good. And because these type of games, these type of things will tear a person down. So ladies and gentlemen, give her a round of applause for being here with us today.
Thank you.
And I'm waiting for my breakfast at our regular breakfast.
Yes. Listen, I've been waiting on you. You're the one that's been tied up. So after September, we are back on schedule.
Yes, we'll be back on schedule. And
please have me out here swimming in water by myself, just treading water. Exactly. I was trying to give you a break.
Oh, you did. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming on. All right. I love you. All right. There we go, man. Listen, that was a beautiful thing. I'm trying to tell you, this is what we do. Luke Show, this is what we do. Kendra Bulluck, make sure y'all go get your tickets at theorangeblossomclassic.com right now. It's a beautiful weekend. The weekend is fun, festivities. You can come enjoy South Florida, get yourself a condo, a hotel, an Airbnb, or whatever it may be, because they have tons of things to do when it comes to this weekend. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, I got my next guest coming on. These gentlemen here are from the organization called ICAR. They have been fighting a good fight for so many years. They've been fighting a good fight for the Urban Core students and have been leading the way of how you get things done. You know, there are not too many organizations like this organization made up of alumni, presidents, and community leaders that literally leave their jobs and go down to the school board, meet with superintendents, meet with board members, meet with anybody when it comes to the kids of South Florida, you know, and again, you have to take your hats off to gentlemen like this. You know, you have to take your hats, because a lot of us have a tendency of talking about it. A lot of us have a tendency of just, you know, running our mouth, you know, get on social media, why this shouldn't be this and why that shouldn't be that, and things like that. But these guys actually go do the work. These guys actually get up and go to the school board meeting, something that some of you guys need to think about start doing. They'll go to a county meeting. They have the largest alumni base in the state of Florida. Not only do they move to a football game and fill up stadiums, but when they make a call out to the community and say, community, we're moving in this direction, they move. So it ain't no, okay, all right, these schools within the Urban Core and these gentlemen, when they speak volumes to the entire community of Miami-Dade County, you know. And I know we have a lot of people from around the country that's on this, on all these different platforms. We're on Facebook and we're on Twitter and we're everywhere. Get your notepad out right now. Because if you're not doing these type of things in your community for your schools, then yeah, you might be working hard, but at the same time, you may want to take notes on how they've organized throughout the years to be able to fight for kids in the community, fight for kids in these schools. Because we're living in a time where these school vouchers are real. And it's not just here in Florida, it's not just in Texas, not just in Georgia. You know, they're trying to privatize schools. You see the Department of Education getting gutted, you know, and, you know, it is a real serious fight when it comes to, you know, people fighting for these benefits of these schools and be able to keep their schools in order, you know, and to defend the students, defend the teachers, get good principals in and get good principals out and get bad superintendents out and good ones in, and have the respect of the community and people. You know, without further ado, I want to introduce you all. You know, we've had them on the show. They're a friend of the show. These guys, the great guys from ICAR. No other, the great DC Clark, there he is right there. We got Larry Williams. We got Mr. Michael Horn. How y'all guys doing, man?
Hey, great, brother Luke. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing great, man. I cannot complain, my brother Clark.
Can you hear me?
And congratulations on running a good race, bro. That's not a you problem
Can you
that
hear
you
me?
didn't make it. That's a we problem. And we got to get together as a community, young and old, to support those who support us. So congratulations, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Yeah, you know, if anybody know, you ran a great race, and you know how this politics can be, and you are a historian because the black bookstore,
Yes, sir.
the black bookstore,
Yes, sir.
told us how these things go, but
Yes, sir.
it's amazing. It's amazing how far we've gotten away from Black history today. But that's another conversation we got to have. I'm getting
Right.
the echo. Michael Horn, how you doing, my brother?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, I was listening to the last segment. I heard you say, "Nah, you done with it," but I ran as well, and your life changed. You changed. I saw you fight, man, and hats off. And the fight not over. So, I appreciate you running and putting out there because regular people like us running or like you running that motivate others in our community to run too. So, man, that's a good thing that you did that.
Yes, that's what it's all about. I mean, it's all about motivating people and motivating people, getting people involved in the political process, using our platforms. Because at the end of the day, we don't have to do this. Everybody in the world know Michael Horn, they know DC Clark, they know Larry Williams. In our own little space, we get things done without actually being in a seat. We actually get more things done
Right.
without being the king or the kingmaker, and we get things done in a very strategic way. And like you say, it's always about helping people, motivate people, because just like you say, when you're in a race like this and the world is watching, and you're doing CNN, you're doing MSNBC, you're doing Fox and all these, and Breakfast Club, and you're bringing this issue of the things that you're fighting for our people to the forefront. You really expect our people to go out to the poll and vote, but
Right.
even with them not going out to vote, now they're looking, everybody feeling a little funny right now.
Right.
They're feeling a little funny, and for me, it was really, really interesting because, as you know, in DC, you're a younger guy, Mike. DC know, Larry know. We're trying to wait for Larry to get back on the screen. There you go. There's always been a rift between Dade and Broward. There's always been Dade, Broward. And so a lot of those things have kind of watered down these days. And so, for me, it was like, I'm gonna go and run in Broward.
Right.
Like I do things like that. And it was like I'm gonna run. I'm a Dade County dude. Everybody know I'm a Dade County. I'm gonna go run in Broward. And see how it works. Once I start getting into it, then I started noticing there's a lot of people that from left Dade County and moved to Broward. And then at the same time, a lot of people welcomed me. The elected officials didn't welcome me. Some of the pastors didn't welcome me because they are old school and they Broward, man, which is understandable. So, but at the end of the day, we brought light to the fact that, like Mr. Clark said earlier, that we got to get out and vote. Other than that, we're going to lose everything. But Mr. Williams, Dr. Williams, you here?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you real well.
Okay. All right. I apologize.
Dr. Williams.
This is my debut. I've been undercover about 6 months, so I apologize.
I already know you have been undercover. Hey, I'm happy you're healthy. I'm happy you healthy, DC. I'm happy Mike is healthy. When y'all be out there in the war fighting these good fights, every now and then you get some battle scars.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
A lot of them.
Hey, Luke, I got a call from Tallahassee, boy, when you start playing with that South Carolina State hoodie on, boy. The phone was blowing up. What am doing down there?
It started itching, and I had to take it off.
It
was itching, and I had to take it off. But since you said that, let me do something for you. Since you said that, Let me do this right here. Since you said that, let me put my Central Rockets state championship jacket on right. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh my God, I'm messing with you. Yeah. See, I know I was gonna get a laugh out of everybody. Oh my God. Hey man. I want to welcome you guys to the show, man. And look, like I said early on when I started talking about it, I mean, I commend you guys for the work you've done. And before I even start up, I just want to tell people, these gentlemen right here save kids' lives on a regular basis. I would not have been able to coach high school football for almost 20 years if it wasn't for the gentleman that's on the screen right here. DC Clark, Hosendorf, Tangent Sears. They went down and they talked to the powers that be, and they say, no, this guy got to coach, because if you have anything on your criminal record, which I was not a nice guy when I was a little kid 30 years ago, they was like, no. This man is who this man is right now, and this man needs to we trust and respect him. So I want to thank you guys for allowing that to happen, and because of that, I was, obviously me and staff and all these different programs that I were able to coach to, were able to get tons of kids in college and tons of kids living really good lives right now. And then it goes on to that, because again, you put in your certification early on and you get authorized in Miami-Dade County. And then, you're going through these appeal processes to get actual certification. And I actually ended up getting my state certification when I was coaching at Miami Northwestern, and Larry Williams and coach at the time, Stephen Field actually went down and testified in the hearing for me to get my permanent certification. So again, that's how community works, people. That's how it works. And if these guys on here right now was not supporting me in a time that I needed to support, I wouldn't have been able to coach high school football in all these years, because it was amazing. It was amazing task. So I just want to thank you guys for that. This is actually my first year in 20 years not coaching on the beginning of the weekend. And I'm happy that you guys won. The Rockets won. The Bulls won. Hold on, what school you went to?
Carol City. The Chiefs.
CC. Oh my God, y'all out of control here.
Yeah.
we got the big boys. Outside the Carol City, y'all back. Y'all back doing it the way you doing it. Every time I coach, whether I was a position coach, whatever, when we played Carol City, I always wore my hat, my railroad hat, in celebration of Walt Frazier, the legend. Let's get right into it, man. You got a new superintendent of schools. How y'all like the superintendent? Is that a guy that you guys like? And what are some of the things that you guys have talked to him? I'm pretty sure you already talked to him about as far as moving the district forward.
Well, let me say I've sit in a couple.
Well, we actually meet with him on Tuesday, Luke. We have a meeting with him at Booker T at 12 o'clock. I'm sure Larry has already talked to him. But as a group, we'll be seeing him for the first time as superintendent. We surely will address those concerns at the school, the closings, the things that are happening, teacher salary, and things like that. But we look forward to that meeting on Tuesday. It'll be our first as a group, as ICAR, to get down and dirty with him. We were asked one time, why are the superintendents meeting with you? Guys like you. I said, because some of us have young principals. They're very good principals, but they're not willing or able to ask those hard questions that ICAR normally asks. We're not scared of anybody. We don't work for them. So we're not meeting them in fear. These been our schools for many years. They're going to continue to be our schools for many years. So we look forward to this meeting on Tuesday.
Right. Hey, Larry, I kind of jumped ahead of myself. Talk about the mission of ICAR and what and how you guys formed it, why you guys formed it, and if you could talk about the mission of the organization.
Well, ICAR stands for Inner City Alumni for Responsible Education. Basically, in the earlier days.
That question was to Larry, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, he's answered it.
In the earlier days when DC and I were puppies, and we started with our alumni associations, we used to be splintered. Central would do their thing, Northwestern would do their thing, Jackson would do their thing, Edison would do their thing, Carroll City would do their thing. So we decided to come together as a collective and fight as one. And that's kind of how ICAR got together. So that's been the mission. We work as one. You get more done with a fist than you do a finger. And that's been the concept. It has worked for us. This is our third superintendent under ICAR that will be meeting with ICAR. So that respect is paramount to be able to move the bar for the inner city schools in Miami-Dade County's public schools.
Mike, what's some of the biggest challenges that you see facing Miami-Dade County public schools right now?
Right now, just the closing of schools. Me and Larry sit on a committee, the ABC committee, and I mean, I think it's a big thing. And if you don't know, it's not really a Miami-Dade County public school situation. To me, it's a deeper because this coming from the governor, and he allowing people in, and a lot of people in our community don't see directly how this voting helps. So the governor allowed for these school hosts to come in our schools that's under enrolled, basically cannibalism. They be fighting for the same kids, and on ABC committee we talk a lot about some of the issues that stem from, and there's just not enough people making kids, right. And believing in the public schools. And we got TPS and affordable living in Miami, and these schools was built for school of my generation. I graduated in 99. And so now, it's not enough to fill up schools. So we merging schools, doing things like that, which is going to affect jobs and learning. And I listed something just before I got on here. This goes towards the Republican agenda of wanting to make our school charter. And, and try to make us pay for education. And, so I think from that one situation stem all the situations that we're going to probably discuss tonight. So that the School of Hopes and educating our community that, that you are involved, that you can speak. We have these meetings. None of the public don't come from our community, and, they just sit back and I'll be honest, these two guys right here, man, I don't look up to a lot of guys, but like you said, Luke, they holding it down. I'm learning as much as I can from all of them, taking their styles and learning the history as I go forward. But I always tell Larry, I can see I'm gonna be like him when I get old, because he told me something the other day, and I'm gonna finish with that. And he told me, always operate in truth, Mike. People might not like you, they may not agree with you, but the truth is always gonna speak loud. And and so I think that speaks to the volumes of what we do in this community. I mean, on this community.
Yeah, that's great. DC, are all the schools receiving the resources they need, or does it still depend on the zip code?
Well, it has gotten better. I mean, we're going to give credit where credit's due. They're not going to pull that old time religious stuff on us where they give us what they think we should have, because they know they got us and others like us to deal with. They got they got truth seekers out there who's not going to stand idly by and accept what they're giving us. We got black people who are not afraid to speak up, who are not afraid to speak truth to power, and we know the game. As a matter of fact, we're the ones, including yourself, who are introducing them to new things like this Adidas deal. You were heavily involved in that Adidas deal from the onset. Brother Holdendorf is heavily involved. It was ICAR's idea to include all of these inner city schools because we're the most talented, yet we were getting the crumbs. And if you leave it to some on downtown that's still there, they wouldn't have given us the deal that we have today. So, you got a bunch of individuals who are not afraid to speak up and to speak out. And like you said earlier, to gather when they least expect it, even within the boardroom and the meeting room, to call a spade a spade. So we're here. We ain't going nowhere. So, that's us. You know that better than anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're right. When ICARE comes, that's what it means. I care, and Larry, you mentioned three superintendents. I was like, oh my God, has it been three? I thought you went back to the Stinson days, and
I do, but I said as I care.
As I care.
I said as I care.
You ain't don't try to sit there and let us calculate your age. Like you just started, with three superintendents. You go way back.
I know you back there. I do. I was raised politically in the school system through Saul Simpson. I mean, he was the first one to put me on one of the committees of a board member. I served on the Athletic Advisory Committee for Saul. I continued that work for Dr. Mendengal. And of course, currently, although the seat is vacant, Mike and I represent the North District 1 for Dr. Gallen for ABC Boundary Committee. So, yeah, I do have an extensive background dealing with the district for over 30 years. So I'm tried and proven.
Let me ask you while you're there, Larry, what should be the first three things? And I'll ask everybody this everybody got the same question. I'll start with you, Larry, then go to DC, then go to Mike. What should be the first three things that this superintendent tackle? What would the first three things that you guys see that he should be tackling when it comes to the urban core schools? Priorities?
I think the first thing he needs to consider is revamping the curriculum in the school systems. We are no longer in the industrial age where manual labor is the future. The future now is with computers, and the school systems does not reflect that need and that change from an industrial revolution America into a computer-based America. So that would be one of the things I would like to see him address. Second of all, I would like to see him address athletics and athletics from a true form. We're losing. I got someone send me an article today. Over 19,000 students less in the school system this year than it was last year. A lot of that is because the school district don't have the academic prowess of things that private schools are offering to our people. So we need to upgrade that. We need to protect student athletes in the schools where these private schools are coming in and offering them whatever that may be to get them to move. We know that at Northwestern, we were hit with several transfers, and it wasn't because the children wasn't happy. We're a school, but because of the economics in the community, you can dangle carrots in front of our student athletes and they'll make us move. I've seen this move before. It's called HBCUs. Back in '69, when Jake Gaither was at FAM, he used to kick butt and take names, but the system realized that in 1968, Grambling played Morgan State in Yankee Stadium and had over 60,000 people. Well, they understood the economics of it. So they said, let's go get the black athlete to make our programs better and leave schools like FAM and South Carolina State with nothing. And the same thing is happening today in the ICAR schools. A lot of our schools are losing athletes in all areas to schools basically privately ran to help them facilitate a better athletic program. I saw Columbus play Thursday night, and I thought I was watching a pro team because on defense, everybody on defense was black. That hasn't been their history. So this superintendent needs to roll up his sleeves and learn how to protect the assets, which is the children in our community, make our schools up to speed academically, athletically. And then the final thing I would like to see him do is make some changes on the 9th floor. There's too many people on the 9th floor. I know it's going to offend some people, but we need those resource dollars back in the school. So when your superintendent made his cabinet, that job was basically held by one person, which was the deputy superintendent. Because a black woman got the job, they undermined her and created a cabinet, and she had all the power initially, and they took it away from a smooth operator. And we need to go back to a system where some of this stuff, all that heavy fat being paid on the 9th floor, either you go back to a school or we got to find another place, because we need those resources in the school. So those would be my 3 talking points.
3 things, DC.
Well, I couldn't hear Larry. I can't hear his mic, so I may be repeating the same thing. But number one, we got to deal with, the enrollment in the schools. The schools are getting smaller and smaller, and therefore, they're bringing charter schools to share the same hallways as our schools. And like you said earlier, we're fighting for the same kids. So that has to stop. That has to be addressed. Number 2 is that since the schools are getting smaller, there should not be any excuse that the students that attend Miami-Dade schools get everything they need to succeed. And so we should have any school shortages or situations where our kids can't get the necessary books and materials that they need to succeed. And lastly, we've always had a problem with the schools of choice situation where they give the best classes to those schools that's outside the urban core. Some of our kids have to wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, just to travel way down south or the extreme west to get classes that they so richly deserve. So we have to stop that. We have to make sure that within the urban core schools that they get the necessary classes that they need to succeed and to go on and be successful. Don't give those nice, lucrative classes to schools in the suburbs, and have our kids waking up at ungodly times in the morning just to make it to class at 7 o'clock. So we want to address all of those concerns as we meet with the new superintendent on Tuesday.
Michael?
Yeah, well, it's not my number 1, but I'm gonna start off from what DC was talking about. One thing I know, especially with my school being Carroll City, is, and I'm also the PTSA president at the middle school, and I see, the different teachers got the autonomy to market their schools. And like DC said, we got, if McDonald's got Burger King moving the same building, it's competition. You got to market and make your product more better than the other. I think they're not doing a good job in that. And parents, I just fear that the parents are going to see the shiny new school, because our community just like new stuff. And then we're going to lose our kids to that charter if we're not marketing our schools. And our teachers aren't marketers. our principals. They principals, they was taught to teach. And I think they should come in and market the schools and aid my second point is they got to educate these principals. I just posted that I was a part of the ABC committee, and I got probably 12 calls from 12 principals that they don't know what the heck going on. And they just found out the day before. So, but that's very important because they need to know the information so that they can educate their community. You know, they're the constant contact with the parents. So I think that they need to be educated. And then also the parents. Dr. Gallen used to have these town hall meetings, and he always talked about the hierarchy. When we got these problems in our community in the school board ain't gonna move and you ain't got no PTSA. If your parents ain't complaining about it, then they just gonna look us by the wayside. How I first got in this, I was on the Rookie of the Year, Teacher of the Year committee. I was able to see how they educate people on that other side, on the east side, and in our community. It's totally different. And so their parents got lawyers, doctors, council, city officials, and in our communities, we don't even have no PTSA. I think they don't know the importance of it. I think some of them just don't know to notice how powerful they have with joining that PTSA. So I think once the community get involved, because when we go into these schools on the ABC committee, closing the schools, these people are, they are saying they unaware, they don't know, and now they want to fight. But at that point, we had already made the decision, So I think that the School of Hopes, educating the principals and educating the PTSA is a big issue of mine.
Right. And I mean,
can I say something?
Yes, sir.
Let me just add to what Mike and DC is saying. What our community needs to understand, there was a company that came in from New York City. They dropped $50 million into the state of Florida for the education program. So they came with their money. The state of Florida accepted it. So we have to do a better job of understanding. I always say we have to legislate our way to success in our community, and we come up short because a lot of times, like Mike's saying, we won't join the PTSA, we won't join the ESAC committee, you won't come to alumni meeting. We have to do these things. The reason, I ain't gonna say the reason, but you just experience our people lackadaisical when it comes to government. You want to stick your hand out, but it's your job to drive the vehicle. If you don't ask, you don't get. Closed mouths don't get fed.
DC, I'm sorry. Going back to Mike, when you talk about marketing your school, you have a principal that's doing in my opinion, doing a great job of marketing school. I remember, at one point the enrollment was tremendously down at Carol City. You had a brand new school, had just been built. The enrollment was down. You bring in a new principal. I don't know the numbers offhand, but when you said that, the numbers went up. New coach, new coaches, new culture, numbers are going back up. There was a situation about, I don't know, food, and I always say, we have been always stuck, Michelle Obama, I love her to death. But when they introduced that food kind of fell in line with, now you got the food and you got the charter schools and all that healthy eating, kind of, and then now here charter schools coming and feeding steaks and lobsters and all kind of beautiful stuff. You guys are doing a great job of marketing your school. Is that the type of marketing you're saying that other schools need to adopt to?
Yeah, I'll put it like this. When I first got to Carol City Middle, we have a Food for Fuel program where the kids created a butterfly garden that pollinates the food so that you don't have to take medicine that the doctor may prescribe you, but we got natural things like that. We have a Verizon room. We have high technology, all those different things. And look how you look. You don't know. But as a person know, but they don't know how to market a school. They can run the school, you know, that's not their acumen. Their acumen is to be a principal, you know. But if you've known that a person probably not went to that other school, I'm not gonna say no names just because of the name, you know. A lot of times, you know, some of the greatest people come out of our 3 schools. You know, we one of the biggest alumni. Us together, we all know we can shut this thing down. We have huge followings at our school. But again, can the principal use the alumni to help get the word out? Yes, you know. But if not, our community just always going to go to the shiny new thing. The same thing like the Target. We say we was going to boycott Target, but they keep bringing that new stuff. You know, we don't got no sacrifice in this, man. And so just anything what you may have to bring light to your school to make somebody that want to come to your school. That's what we are now. It's almost like we all individual charters, because if you don't meet those numbers, then guess what? Your school gone. So
DC, let me ask you, DC. I remember this was a situation, right? I was before COVID. I was talking with a company out of Arizona about doing a public charter situation. Went through the whole thing, Dade County Public Schools, meeting with everybody, and getting ready to do this public charter situation.
Right.
I learned that the school board actually authorized the charter schools. You can't be a charter school unless they authorize.
Right, give you the okay.
Operate as a charter school within the
right
in the county. So and I had this idea, and I talked to the board members, our African American board members, and I had this idea of redoing Trash Power Stadium and surrounding it with a charter school, elementary and high school, and just, you know, because these folks do that. And they told me, no, that's not a good location. Because if you do that, I remember Miss Brown said to me that was not a good location because you would take students from Central. But then Kip turned around and put a school there, which I found very, very interesting because I assumed that was off limits. My question to you is, if we're in this big fight with charter schools, is that okay to have charter school board members?
I personally think it's a conflict.
Well, something is that's a good question. I mean, because particularly if it's within the overview of Miami-Dade County schools, but there's going to have to be a meeting of the minds on that, Luke, simply because right now it appears that Miami-Dade County schools are openly embracing charter schools. And so how do we proceed from there? In other words, if they are taking our kids, which they are, and you cannot deny that, should we have words as parents and stakeholders to deal with that situation? So here's a virgin situation. They're just giving birth to this type of thing. Now, they did it. They tried to do it before, but it was in other ways. For instance, Turner Tech behind Central was in essence a charter school. We don't call it that, but they took all of our 4s and 5s from Central. You understand me? So if their schools are taking our 4s and 5s and our better students to enroll in their schools, then yes, the answer is yes, we should have some say-so. So how do we go about that? That's why we have to have a meetings of the mind to determine how do we influence that situation, since they are openly trying to recruit our best students.
Larry?
Here's my suggestion. Okay. If you are affiliated in any way with a charter school, which is your constitutional right, then if you serve on the board as a board member, you need to put your business in a trust because you have a conflict of interest. Just on the committee that Mike and I serve on, I have to sign a waiver that says I'm not taking any money from construction companies or things of that magnitude. So why would I have to do this if I'm John Q. Public and you a public servant? You know people gonna come to you. So the way you minimize that is you put your business or your stake in the business in a trust, let somebody run it as long as you serve on the school board.
Yeah.
Mike.
I agree with that's me and Larry 100% word for word agreeing with that. Totally agree with it. Yeah, as long as you sign that waiver and you got to be transparent with your dealings, then because if not, we'll come get you later. We'll find out later. You got people like us that's gonna find when the money coming and going. So then once you sign that waiver, you be culpable. But I totally agree with that.
Right, DC, you spoke earlier about the coming together of the Adidas deal, and I know has been still a topic of conversation that's been going on for a long time. I mean, shouts out to Hosendorf, did an excellent job. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know the story of it, and
right,
and how you guys started that process many years ago.
Right.
When you talked about licensing
and branding, right,
and branding and fighting for the resources of these schools to be able to benefit from their name, image, and likeness. Can you talk a little bit more about that and how it came together before it got to this point?
Yeah, well, the guys you see today, particularly me, Larry, and Hosendahl, we weren't always on the same page, Luke. As a matter of fact, Central Alumni, when it got started, went to visit Northwestern Alumni. Wasn't no peaches and cream. Larry was talking crap like he always talked. You understand? We almost came to blows. We almost came to blows in the church, St. Matthew's. Yeah, came to blows in St. Matthew's Church. But we were smart enough. Yeah, in the damn church, man. Larry was talking smack. So luckily I didn't have to go back to the car and get my piece. But we got smart enough to realize you Negroes are fighting for the same thing. So why don't you fight together? Mm-hmm. And we were smart enough to do that, to overcome this silliness. We were smart enough to say, you know what, since we're fighting for the same thing, let's join forces. And then we started discussing those issues that affected all of us. And sports is something that we always have in common. We know, and we were just telling the truth, that our sports teams, particularly in the field of football, were far superior than everybody else's. So let's talk about licensing and branding. Why? Because everybody from Sports Illustrated to Adidas to all those other groups, Max Prep, they will sell our gear with our name, images, and likenesses on it, and our schools will not get a dime. So we dealt with that from that perspective, and then Holdendorf took it to another level. Now we want to talk about to Holdendorf at one point, because we believe, especially me and Larry, you can contribute it to me and Larry, that a couple of us need to be cut into the deal. Because it wasn't a Holdendorf deal, it was an ICAR deal. That's where this Adidas deal come from. We've been talking about licensing and branding for years. Now that we're here, now that it's grown across the country, then we want our schools to benefit, and maybe a couple of us to benefit, but that's a conversation for another time. But we've been at it for a long time, and we will continue to be on it. Why? Because we know that it's serving our schools well.
And let me say this, Luke, and I'm not a politician. Don't claim to be. I'm a truth speaker.
Oh my
This
God.
deal,
It's Sunday, Larry.
this deal crossed party lines. It had nothing to do with Democrat or Republican. The whole gist of it was based on children in Miami-Dade County Public Schools. Black, white, Hispanic, everybody got something out the deal. There were schools this year didn't understand how the process really worked, had money in their accounts, and they had to get calls from the 9th floor. I need you to spend this money. It had nothing to do with color. Even though we advocate for our community, which we should do, and I'm not apologizing for that, but this is the greatest lucrative deal concept given by private citizens to Dade County schools in their history. It was told us when the research was done, a minimum of $7 million could be made every year to Dade County schools. Now, if the system doesn't do what it needs to do to permeate the $7 million, that's on them. But ICAR, like DC said, we brought the concept. But when you see the Miami Times, they got Jose Feliciano and Hosendorf standing together, and that's how they rewrite history right in our face, because we did that. And we've had people want to fight us because we've been steadfast about do the right thing for our schools, because we're some of the biggest areas where they sell merch and none of the money come back to the school. We didn't say make a check to Larry Williams or DC Clark or Michael Holmes. Write the check to the school. And we've had people want to fight us about that. But my mama taught me you have to bring some ass to get some ass. So if you cross that line, even though I'm a senior, you get what you get.
Mike,
Yeah.
I know, you're a young guy. These dudes been going at it for a long time.
Yes, sir.
And
yes,
let me tell you, I clearly remember the guys at Nike, Ralph, and them running through the hallways, calling me, "Oh, they're running me out to school," and all that. I mean, it was amazing. Where this deal, how this whole apparel of getting it all organized came from, because I don't know, I'm pretty sure Larry them remember more than me. I remember going to my certification class. It was me and Chris Perkins and some other guys in there. And in the certification class, Cheryl Goldman came in. Me, I'm the businessman. I asked questions. Say, Cheryl, how much money how much sponsorship dollars is the district receiving with all this top of the line talent? I see this. I don't know whether it was Powerade banner that was at the stadium, and that was the only thing. And she was like, "Oh, we get $25,000." Now, I said, how did money get distributed? And she was like,
Right.
all the schools. And I was like, geez, y'all missing a lot of money, right? So
Right.
forward to like the guy said, everybody had their individual deals and everything like that. And Hostendorf, they fought for this, got everything organized, did a contract. And he came to me and he said, I don't know no apparel companies like that. And so we had a conversation with Shaq. We had a conversation with Shaq. Tried to have a conversation with Nike. They were like, "Nah, we control all the schools." And then they say, then we had, I think it was Puma and another group. And so at the end of the day, they settled in on Adidas, which did a great deal. And right now, to this day, Nike is crying And I think everybody who was involved in not sitting down at the table got fired from Nike. But when you look at these deals like that, Mike, that serves the community, and you see this challenge of keeping students from charter schools, does this make deals like this for public schools more just as important right now today than they've ever been, in your opinion?
Oh yeah, I mean, when you're talking about money that's what we're talking about, money coming out of our resources. I mean, out of our communities, and then money coming out of our communities. That's twice. That's 2 times. That's not by accident. And then some money need to start coming in. That's what we're fighting for. And so, even with that deal, some people that I personally know was talking about, the cosmetics of Adidas, and I would let them know Nike ain't really do nothing for us. Adidas, doing something, and I stand with these guys when they, how they fought for it and bought this additional resources to the community and visibility, how they got it set up. If you use it correctly, it can be really marketable to the school and the organization. So that's my input on that.
Yeah, I would say the New York Knicks winning a championship sacrificed the negotiation of Nike coming to the table, because our guy Worldwide West is a big Nike guy, and he could not be touched at that moment when they were trying to win that championship. And I'm calling West like, West, y'all finna blow it. You finna blow it. And I gotta focus on winning the championship. So my question to you, DC, at what point does the decline in enrollment becomes a financial crisis for Miami-Dade County Public Schools?
Oh, it already is. This has been going on for the past at least 5 years. We have to do something to stem the tide of our kids going elsewhere, or we're going to be in the bind that we're in. That bind is going to continue to widen to having so many schools and too little students. We have buildings, Ponciana, a lot of other schools that we have to either destroy, get rid of, rename, or sell to charter schools. That's the reality that we're in. So I'm suggesting not only that we broaden the horizon, put more and more interesting subject matters in the schools, make schools more exciting. I came up with an idea of think about this, you being the music mogul, recording studios in school. You understand me? And use it as extra class for those who are doing well in your core classes. We got to make school more exciting so our kids can gravitate and want to stay and want to excel. Right now, they're just a bunch of old buildings, same type of curriculum. We're not bringing businesses to our schools, internships to our schools. We have to get more energetic than that and make our schools more exciting so our students will want to gravitate to school.
Larry, can you really strengthen realistically strengthen the traditional public schools versus the charter schools? Can you in this day and time you see a pathway to strengthening these schools?
It's going to take a revolution in mindset. So we hoping that the new superintendent thinks outside the box. When Luke, you and DC and I went to school, it was mandatory, wasn't no choice. If you didn't go to school, mama or daddy kick your butt. These children today don't think like that. They can become YouTubers and put up content all day and become millionaires. If we became millionaires, it's because, like you had a concept and an idea and you took it to another level. This is what the school system must do. You can't be antiquated. And that's what they are. They stuck on stupid. We tried to get cryptocurrency at Dorsey High School. Some people, oh, well, I don't understand it. And that's why the system is stale, because you don't understand it. You won't go out and learn about it. So we actually had cryptocurrency classes taught at Dorsey High School, and it was very successful. But again, you get pushback from educators or so-called educators who don't understand the process, and they shut things down they don't understand. And America isn't the same America 50 years ago. And they still operating on a 50-year ago template. And that's what's wrong with Dade County schools.
Yeah, Mike, you guys had I don't know, it was something online at Carol City where you changed the menu. Kids were eating a different type of food, well, from one of the local restaurants, and they loved it. And I don't know whether it was true or not. You can speak more on it, but just the we're talking about marketing. We're talking about changing, like Larry say, changing the way you do business. I always say you got to change what you do. If your competitor is taking business away from you, and you have to look at what they're offering versus what you're offering. If you're doing it the traditional way, like Larry say, and you're losing students, you have a lot of charter folks working within your own system, and you're authorizing these schools at an alarming rate. But you can tell certain people like myself that you'll take away from students. It seems like they got that part right, that we're not going to authorize a charter school right next to one of our traditional schools. Thank God. And I don't know if you know about this, DC. Me and I alerted Larry when Alonzo Mourning was trying to put a high school in Liberty Square housing projects. And I was like, oh no, let me tell Larry. And then Larry got on it and jumped into it, and then jumped on the people downtown, because that was getting ready to happen. And like Mike said earlier, when you see all these new shiny, beautiful things, people have a tendency of gravitating to it. But my question to you, is it those type of things that you guys are doing over at Carol City to bring your school back with the tunnel and the principal coming in? She's being vocal on social media. Are these the type of things, and changing that menu, are these the type of things that public schools are going to have to adapt to and change in order to stop this wave of losing students to charter schools, in your opinion?
I definitely agree, because some of these things, it made social media because of those, like Larry said, those some of the old rules. But it does have to be done the right way. But those things, I can 100% tell you that I got some frat brothers. I'm not an alpha loop, so you ain't got to jump on my head. But no, I'm not. But but they all right. But I have some frat brothers that in all these different schools, and this year their children came to our school because of this stuff. They was at a private school. They was at Central and Northwestern. We don't want our kids, we don't hate, but I prefer my kid not to go to Northwestern Central. No hate on my boys right there. If I can have them come to Carol City. But they kids wanted to come to there because of the exposure they saw about the school on the internet, and also what the alumni does with the Carol City festival that we do every year. And the same thing for all of us, So those things are different traditional things. And these kids are they're more social media people, that those, if your kid, you may want your kid to go to a private school, but your kid say, hey man, I want to experience, I want to go to FAM, and you had me up with these other people all these years. And now I want to experience at this, they call it now a historically Black high school, that experience to come over. So I do think that I think we all agree, we have to do some different non-traditional things to get the kids into the school. But to go on with that, we had our ABC meeting the other day, and we're going to be reassessing some schools. And one thing I learned during this process that's very important is that the school board don't own these properties. So we did make a motion that when these schools have open inventory, that this is where we come in to educate the people like yourself and whoever want to do a school, that you can have rights to that school. You have to go through a process, but we need to educate our people that we want resources that's going to help our community with this open inventory. We don't want these other kind of people coming from New York and New Jersey coming out and occupying our space to take away from our community. We need to put something in our community that our community can benefit off of.
DC, this is something that you guys have been fighting for years. Money going back into small businesses, African American business participating in doing business with the district. Is the procurement process really designed to help small African American business compete, or does it still favor companies that already have money?
Well, we started with Superintendent Alberto Cavallo. In the first meeting we had with him, he vowed to change the dynamic from spending only 1.4% with Black contractors to more than that. It did rise up to maybe 5 or 6%, but that was only with one Black contractor that everybody knows. We won't say his name. And he was recently cited for doing some underhanded things. As a matter of fact, Steve Gallen wrote an article about visiting New Orleans and noticing about 20 workers on site building the new Miami New Orleans, and not one of those workers was a Black worker within that company, and the company was Black. So when this was pointed out, we found out that the company was just a front with a Black person, again, someone we know, and he was using Hispanic workers. So we have to address that. So I believe that the 1.4% that we encountered 20 years ago is still under 5% in real terms. In real terms right now. So, and I say that to say this, Luke, the race you just ran, there were less than 20% of African Americans in Dade and Broward County. Our mothers always told us that if we wanted to win in this society, that we got to be 2, 3, 4, 5 times better than the next man. So to the Black community, we can't act like a bunch of individuals. Mm-hmm. We got to come up with ways in which 60, 70, 80% is the norm. And that's from politics, that's from going to school board meeting. My man just mentioned PTSA meetings. That's in everything we do. It can't be young versus old. It can't be, that's, we can't afford that kind of thinking right now. It's got to be everybody on deck or we all lose. So we have to change our mentality entirely, dealing with politics, dealing with the school board, dealing with PTSA, dealing with it all. Or one, they've already turned back the Voting Rights Act. They've already gutted everything we had dealing with the vote. So what's next? One day we're going to say, oh, shit, look at where we are now. And that's because we became, less than. We didn't use our potential to continue to win. History continues. And unfortunately, it doesn't look very good for us in every area across the board.
Man, Larry, that's that number is amazing to me because I remember y'all fighting for more resources going to Black businesses with the numbers of the procurement, the process, and how many Black companies are either making money through the district or not. Let me get to something else when we talk about making money. Florida High School obviously has changed again, Florida High School Association, the new format is making Florida football better for kids, or is it creating bigger games or making more money? Is it about money, this new format in the FSHA?
Everything's about money. Of course, it's about money because the state of Florida doesn't charge a traditional fee to be a member of the athletic association. So they have to raise money on the backs of schools showcasing their talent. So yes, it's about money. Absolutely. The problem is, are we getting a share of that money? We know that playoff games, 25%, less than they changed the rule, is allocated to the Florida High School Athletic Associations in playoff games. So that means I ain't got to do nothing, just whistle Dixie, and I'm going to get 25% of your money because I'm the governing body. But the governing body doesn't give you anything. I fought this until I just said people don't want to change when I was on Dade County Athletic Advisory Committee. So this has been going on, raping the schools forever and a day. So the system, TV or streaming, they want to make the money and give the schools little or nothing. It's just a new era, and they don't want to change when it comes to the school getting their fair share.
Mike, do you like this new format, Mike? Yes or no? Or why?
No, I mean, I didn't really look too much into it. So I really don't have too much on that topic right there. I like to be more informed on it, you know.
Right. DC, you like the new format?
You can use some improvements, Larry, but you know us. Wherever the ball is lined up, we coming to play. So y'all, so name your poison. In Central, Northwestern, Carroll City, we coming to play, man. We
Right. This, but just like you say, Larry, with the economics of it all, my question is you create this. So Mike, they've created this new format where it's like a Super 8, and the top, according to Max Prep, I think whatever system they're using would determine the top 8, and then everybody else will play for their regular state championships in their districts. But then in the Super 8, they'll play for the top the top crown of the best in the state of Florida. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of teams have to then obviously play tougher schedules right now.
So Luke, you do understand the end game is to create a national championship profile. So you being kind, let's just call it what it is. It's the preview to the national championship game of high school football, and that's really what it's coming to. And again, if the district don't understand what's going on, we gonna be left behind again. We have to make changes. The athletic program and the leadership in athletics needs to be people that understand athletics. And we're not there when it comes from personnel dealing with these issues. That's why schools don't like to play necessarily Miami schools, because a contract will sit on a desk for months and months at a time before it's approved. And at that point in time, a lot of schools have gone and found a new opponent. I know it's happened several times based on my experience. So we need people in the athletic department that understands athletics, not afraid to sign a contract to give us the go-ahead and play these schools. But they don't understand, nor do they want to understand. Their job is to get to retirement comfortably.
DC, let me ask you a question. Should you see a lot of surrounding schools football programs closing up right now? You have schools that are loaded with students, whether some schools are having 1,200 and 1,300 and 2,000 students, but they don't have football.
Right.
Do you think that there should be a cap? And this question for everybody on how many players you can carry on JV and how many players you can carry on varsity to then move some of those kids who may have not made the team to some other schools to play sports. What's your opinion of that?
Boy, that's a loaded one there, because
I know.
Listen, I've been around now.
So you a football player too. Only 11 can play at a time.
Listen, I've coached at Edison. I've been the alumni president at Central. I see arguments working both ways. I can see where it could help out other students and other schools and other programs. I understand that. Is it right to tell a parent where they can send their kid, even though the kid may not be playing for that particular program? That's the individual choice. So I understand it. I understand the argument. I don't know which way I would lean on that because I've been a part of both situations, Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Well, me, Luke, I'm gonna say, my main job, I'm a trio director. That's for first generation low income kids helping to go to college. And I got some schools like Hialeah, HML. You get where I'm going? And then I got a Jackson. I got these different inner city schools. Those schools that's not like our schools on ICAR, they don't care about no football. Not the Americano. You know, so
right.
So sometimes, just like in the past, like my cousin Armando Allen and Thaddeus Lewis, they went over to HML. They was in Opelika. They was bused over there, and school choice was not there. But now we got school choice, like DC said. You can't make a kid because of their extracurriculum activity transfer to another school, or if they stay in this area. And then now they got to get inconvenienced instead of getting bused before school. Now they're getting bused after school, you know, and you know, you don't know these parents' situations. So I do understand about these teams being stacking overloaded. But some kids, they just want to be on the team. I also coach wrestling. They just want to be on Carol City wrestling, a team, athletic team. So they don't care if they riding the pine or not, you know. So I think with that situation, it's just going to have to play itself out.
Wow. I mean that it is a situation of just wanting to be on the team because, you know, it just makes no sense when you're that far deep on the depth chart and you want to play and you stay. But I understand it both ways because I'm just like everybody else. I've been able to coach in all these different situations where we had tons of kids, and then in situations where you had a small amount of kids and you got to make it do what it do. This question for you, Larry, if you and I know you guys had many conversations with Craig Damon, is it Craig? Yeah, Craig, the head of the FSHA. Would you ever get to a point where you say, look, separate the private schools, just like you said earlier that you looked at Columbus, they came in, we know they got $1 million facilities, St. Thomas $1 million facilities, Heritage and all these places like that, and other schools in the state of Florida with these multi-million-dollar operations and paying the coaches six figures and things like that, and being able to hire and get people, even though the Northwestern Centrals and Carol Cities of the world still beat them. But would it ever be a situation where you guys would advocate on private schools should be put in a division where private schools play against private schools and public schools play against public schools?
Well,
here's
the fine line, Luke. When Dade County schools implement a policy, Columbus is a part of that policy, but they don't adhere to the policy. So in other words, I get to eat my bake my cake and eat it too. Now, if the playing field in the political side is going to be level, I don't have a problem with it. But if you can come to my house, steal my children, beat me with my children, and I can't go get your children, that's an unlevel playing field. Of course, from an athletic point of view, you want to play the best. So we don't want to run. We just want the playing field to be level. I think you ran into that more than anybody, being in a Division I, Division II type program. You saw it more than we did, but all you were asking for is the playing field to be level. They can't out coach you. They ain't better coaches than you. They just got the Jimmies and the Joes, which probably should have been, in some case, on your team. So you can't make a policy where I'm affiliated with Dade County Public Schools, yet I hide under private school when it's convenient for me to come back and get players from the public school and beat the public school with our own players. That's double dipping. You can't have it both ways. So if you're not going to do that, then the private school shouldn't play the public schools no more, and then you forced to go out of town almost every week to go play a game because you got to incur costs now because we make it convenient for you here locally. You are a part of the GMAC, so the rule should apply to you too, and they get away with murder with that.
Yeah, at DC it was Larry is right. It was one time we played when I was coaching at Edison. We played Central, and it was the quarterback, the white kid. We played against him. Mm-hmm. He eventually, throughout the season, lost his job. Chaminade quarterback got injured. He transferred to India
and won a state championship.
Like, oh yeah, we got it. They lost 2 quarterbacks, and all of a sudden, the 3 games left in the season, he leaves Central and go to Chaminade, and we got to play this dude again. I'm like, hold on.
Right.
How could that happen? And,
I remember that.
And I learned that, they don't have a such thing as an 8-track program. They can decide from within the school to be able to admit a student athlete, and Craig said, oh no, he just got to be in the school enrolled for 6 days. I'm like, huh?
Right. I remember that, bro.
I'm like, oh my God, you can do it to us, but I'm gonna tell you, when you go one of them big boys, you're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, good luck.
Exactly, because it's gonna be rough going on down there. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, this the lighter part of the conversation. I mean, so Carol City plays Northwestern, Carol City plays Central, and Central plays Northwestern, and Central plays Carol City, and Northwestern plays Carol City, and Northwestern plays Central. So at the end of the day, how is this thing gonna end up? Is Carol City gonna beat everybody with haircut? Or is Central everybody with
no haircut?
Or the Bulls gonna come up in there roaring? I mean, hey, look, I need to hear it right now. You see Mike to set up. You see Mike to set up?
Yeah.
Shit, we back.
We back, baby.
So, come on, Mike.
Hey, I'm gonna say it like this. Hey, me and these guys, we all think our school the best. I don't think you're gonna get one of us to back down. I don't care. We had about 12 people on the team. It's Carol City, and I'm Larry going. I mean, we go at it all the time, man.
I bet you're gonna beat Larry.
I won't. It's yet to be determined yet.
We gonna go save Larry, right?
Oh my God. Oh man.
Just don't sleep on us. That's all I'm gonna say. We young, but we feeding them fast over there.
Yeah, man. And we play like we got to prove.
Look at the Rocket and Fuel. We don't even know where they got this quarterback from. It look like damn Johnny Manziel.
Hey, nigga, that's the same guy that almost beat us last year when he was at South Ridge. That's a great quarterback. Yeah.
That's him. Oh,
that's him. Yeah, that's the South Ridge quarterback.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Man, this is gonna be a. I mean, with Cal State really being back in the fold, this is gonna be an exciting football year. I mean, it's gonna be off the charts. I mean, let me ask you guys. So, out of all these 3 games, it's got to be some national television games that you guys have negotiated some major national TV contracts.
No, 305 has all the games, so we already got our network. So it's nothing we can do about that. That has already been, unless they're going to buy 305 out that particular night. And I don't think it'll be worth them to do that. But the 305 network will be, broadcasting the game. It helps the Bulls and the Chiefs and the Rockets that live up in the Atlanta area or whatever. They'll get to see the game live, but, there probably won't be no ESPN. I could be wrong. I mean, I hadn't heard anything to that effect yet, but it's still early in the season. Only one game down. You play one game at a time, and you're going to keep it simple. But I would be remiss to give a shout out to Booker T. Washington. They celebrating their 100th year, their centennial as a high school, and I want to, give a shout out to Booker T for accomplishing that goal. They were the alpha of historical Black schools in this era. So my shout out goes out to Principal Anthony Simons and his team over there for being there to bring in 100 years for Booker T. Washington. And I just wanted to pay my respects to that institution because they are the alpha of historical Black high schools in Miami.
DC, my last question for you. You coached for so many years. When you laid it down and you put your whistle up and you retired, as a retired coach right now, what do I do in football season? In my first year of retirement? I mean, how do I deal with this? How do I deal with do I just sit in the back? Do I go to the games? What do I do?
You do it all. You do it all, bro. Just like I'm getting ready to go to Georgia and see them play Duncanville. Buford in Georgia on the 10th. So you do it all. I'm always a fan, Luke. From watching all of the program, all of the games. Now we got 305. We had a couple of games that you can go. I watched Central game via a stream from there. So I'm always a fan. Saw one of my older players who I coached with at American High all the way back in 1980 the other day. So it brings back memories. Just stay that fan, man, and give yourself the rest that you need and travel from time to time.
And Mike, you got big time stars over there. You got some little stars and some bigger stars. You got haircut and you got no cut. You got what the kid's name? It's another big old kid in Southmore. I saw. What is his name? Big dude. I think it was at MacArthur last year. Dude,
we got a lot of big dudes, Luke. We got a lot of big ones.
I mean, everybody in the world want him. I mean, you got everybody over there. You got over my man Coach Rowe over there. I coached against his daddy. I'm so old. Toro from the port. Toro used to come out there and say, "We play thug ball." Hey, and so I was like, "Oh my God!" I mean, what's your final thoughts on this year as far as football is concerned? Because y'all started off with a bang on the field and off the field.
Man, one thing I can really say, I love athletics. I love athletics to the point of how it helped me, stay off the streets, give you other outlets. I take it, I love to win, but I love to see these guys grow, and learning this discipline and learning to work together. That's what they learn. And the alumni, this is bringing the alumni back to, 99. That was back in the days when, we went back to back. We used to feel like the Orange Bowl type days, and just to see this coming back, see the students coming back, the alumni we building up to be able to raise, because it costs for them to go. So we have to raise these monies. And through doing that, everybody just bring back camaraderie. And I just look forward to seeing these great football games, man. Everybody on here win. I'm watching everybody games. Shout out to 305 Networks, watching it. And I just want to see good football, man, and clean football. That's it.
Yeah, hey man, that was
but we should be winning though. I don't want to throw a little, we should be.
Hey, shouts out 305 Network. It is a Carol City alumnus was one who I think created the network, if I'm not sure. Now, Larry, you have the you're the Don. You have the last word in this conversation. Mr. Williams, I didn't ask you about whether you talked to Alberto. I'll leave that for another conversation.
I don't want my phone tapped anymore. It's tapped enough.
Hey, but I mean, how's the Bull? How the Bull gonna fare this year? Let me know how's it gonna be. You just went up the road and beat, what was it? Who beat the 19? That was Central. Lakewood. So how's it going? How this year gonna operate, Larry?
My assessment, the floor is maybe 7-3, with the ceiling probably being 9-1 in regular season.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Hey, man, I want to thank you guys for joining me today. We got to do this in the middle of the season again. Thank you, everybody in the chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Clark, Mr. Williams, Mr. Horn. Hey, man, y'all guys keep up the good fight. I'll see y'all on the sideline. I'm gonna go. I don't know how I'm gonna get in these games. I'm gonna go sneak in the back or something. No, I can't sneak in the back. I can't sit over there with Larry, because Larry gets stuff thrown at him every now and then. And then you go on that field with DC, he moves too fast.
Hey, Luke, this year we got a VIP status over here. We got a VIP session. See, now you don't like that, right?
Well, hey, because these dudes here, you got to have a helmet on. Even when you ain't playing, you gotta have a helmet on, watch the surroundings. hey, and I'm not going nowhere near Hosendall.
Yeah, got some haters, bro. That's for sure.
And we love Hosen. We love Hosendall, man. That man, he fights a good fight for the school system. And man, I want to thank you guys, man. Remember, this platform is always open for you all to discuss some of the conversations that y'all need to discuss, and please feel free to always hit me up, and we can talk about the issues right here that concerns our students. I commend you all on the work that y'all continuously do for these students in Miami-Dade County. And like I said earlier, some of the people who are listening from around the world, hey, look, go to the website, find Larry Williams, find DC Clark, find Michael, and then talk to them about some of the things that they're doing or implementing in Miami-Dade County that you can implement in your city. You know what I'm saying? Because they have a world of experience, and they've experienced so many things and put on a good fight for many, many years. And so I want to thank you guys. Hopefully,
I want to say one last thing, Luke. I know I sent you a text privately, but I want to say on the record, I'm proud of your journey. You stood up for truth, and that means more than winning an election. Your integrity, the way you handle it, sometimes our community just not ready for what you put out there. So it wasn't that you lost, our community wasn't ready.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. All right, Mike. Hey, nice meeting you, my brother. And thanks for the VIP service over there. I'm looking forward to coming over there, hanging out with you guys. And thank you,
all right,
Dr. Williams. Hey, Bull Pride, baby, Bull Pride. Chiefs, the Chiefs. Go, yes, sir.
See you later.
Hey, man, this was a beautiful show, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all enjoyed it. We ran over time because we had some great questions and some great young people on here to talk about some of the things, man. Kendra, shouts out to Kendra from the executive director of the Orange Blossom Classic here in Miami. That's going to be held on the 6th of September. Make sure y'all all come down. I was going to bring on Stephen Hunter Johnson, but I guess I'll get him on tomorrow for my regular scheduled program where we are on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Remember the Luke Show, we are on live at 5 every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and we do a special edition on Sunday similar to this where we talk about community issues that affect the community. I love it. This was a great show. This was a great moment for me. All things said, I did want to get into politics with Stephen Hunter Johnson, but we'll do that on Monday because that's going to take a lot of conversation that we need to talk about because the importance of voting is so very important these days right now. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all. I know my good friends at TikTok, I kind of lost track of y'all and everything like that. But this show was great. And again, here is the website for the Orange Blossom Classic. I need y'all to go on there and purchase your tickets right now. My girl Kendra is doing this game. And I'm just supporting her. This ain't no commercial or anything like this. Just mere fact of a Black man trying to support a sister who is doing this, who's putting this game on in a difficult world where she's just strong Black lady. You got to love it. You got to support our sisters, and this the way you support it. You got South Carolina State taking on FAMU Rattlers, and it's a big weekend. You know, they give a lot of scholarships out, and you have all kinds of things going on. There's the Fan Fest. You got Trina performing. You got the, before the game, you got tailgate parties, in-game parties. It's like Essence Festival here. And so I look forward to being a part of the game, like I'm always a part of it. But till next time, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for joining the show. For today, shouts out to my girl Glow. Shouts out to everybody else in the chat. I want to thank you guys for being a part of it. Shouts out to everybody on Facebook, my Facebook fan page. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe the page. You'll see this show repeat throughout the night and tomorrow up until 12 noon and 5 o'clock tomorrow. We'll do a brand new live Uncle Luke Show podcast. Until the next time. Ladies and gentlemen, may the good news be yours. Peace. I love you.
Make the booty go. 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 Pop, pop. Make the booty go. Pop, pop.
I need some bad girls. I'm gonna let y'all hear my new song. I need some bad girls. Come on, baby. Come on, right here. You and you. Come on with that, your fine ass.